Hello and welcome one and all. The atmosphere building very nicely
Hello
here.
everybody, and
Gorgeous,
welcome to
gorgeous
today's
evening. The
match.
skies are clear, the noise is fervent, the atmosphere frenetic. I'm your commentator, Peter Drury, and providing his unique brand of expert analysis, here's Jim Beglin.
Thanks for the intro, Peter. I've been soaking up the atmosphere and I'm really looking forward to what lies in store.
Just listen to that noise. This place is definitely up for it. Let's hope we get a contest. Messi! Oh, would you believe it? The most decisive of all goals. A truly super goal. What a spiky hit that was.
That is simply tremendous. I mean, how easy would it have been to get across it or overhit it? Perfection.
That CCTV is
So here we are, a new chapter begins, new heroes will arise,
Hello
new
everybody,
legends
and
will be
welcome
written.
to today's
It is
match.
time to turn the page. And the mood is boisterous. It is a perfect ambience for the central characters who are ready now to perform. So off we go then. Jim, you've played in games of this nature. Who can make the difference?
I'd say Petr Cech. I'm trying to come up with a flaw in his game and I can't. Dependable and strong in every aspect of a goalkeeper's job, and he breeds confidence for his defence.
Yes, they'll certainly be leaning heavily on him. Gets a good foot in there. No, that's been intercepted. Knocks it into space. Thuram cuts it out. And that's gone loose. Cruyff purring through the gears. Michael. Yamal. Out of play for a throw. he get it through? Played into space out wide. Oh, super ball. Great chance! He's been taken down and the referee has pointed at the spot. So a big chance now from 12 yards. This to make it 1-0. A time for a cool head, and that is precisely what he showed.
I just think the keeper committed himself too early.
Arsenal finding themselves unexpectedly behind. That could spell trouble. He is through here. He's one-on-one. Shoots! He scores! And they're at it again in double quick time. And that really is so impressive.
Yeah, and having the thrust to get there is one thing, having the composure to score is another.
So that's 2 now without reply.
To be expected, Peter. They've gone and stepped it up, something they've been threatening to do and will continue.
It's Luis Suarez! And the keeper has reacted superbly there.
Suarez clearly thought he had the beating of the keeper.
And we have our very first corner. They've played it short. Now it's Vitinha. Yamal shapes to shoot! And again the keeper stands strong.
Great stop from the keeper. That was something else. He's definitely coming out on top at the moment.
It's their second corner of the game. Rui Costa with the short one. And now a sudden chance to counter. Nesta kept his eye on it, and he's there. And he's managed to get free. Well timed, excellent interception. Getting on for a third of the way through the game. Arsenal finding their passes. He has found a way through. There's a beautiful simplicity about this contest. Willing running on one side, dogged defence on the other. And that's put paid to a promising move. And here's Yamal. Maicon. Vitinha. Vitinha showed plenty of zest in getting to the ball, but couldn't quite sort it out. Xabi Alonso gets into a good position. Now it's Xabi Alonso, delivered across. Great defending, strong and determined.
Well, he certainly wasn't in the mood to take any risks.
Driving forward. Can he get on the end of this? Big chance! And a chance! It's in! On the cusp of half-time, he delivers with perfect timing. One sweeping move, executed with deadly efficiency.
Well, it's an example of counter-attacking at its finest. Real cut and thrust.
This is threatening to become a really good game.
Well, there's a real sense that the momentum has shifted here, Peter, and the crowd are reacting to that now.
And this is Luis Suarez, and this is Nedved. A look goes for a shot! It's in! And this is getting better and better. The lightness of step, the sharpness of movement, the certainty of finish.
Well, from the moment he got involved, he looked as if he'd go all the way. Terrific.
Substitution in progress.
And the first 45 minutes are up.
Well, Peter, I think the score is a fair reflection of what we've witnessed so far, and that being good movement in both midfield and indeed up front. If those players, I think, can carry on where they left off after the break, they should impose themselves even more, and probably only one result coming here.
Well, that has been a goal-blessed half. It is 3-1.
Substitution on the field. Number 5, Suarez. Number 10,
Here's the start of the second
Messi.
half.
Number 6, Johan Cruyff.
Rui
Coming
Costa.
on the field.
And here's
Number
Beckham.
7, Jan Koller.
Nedved.
Number 14,
And they can
Raul.
counter here. Looking for
Number
options for
17,
movement.
Bale.
And this is Raul. Delivers with whip. That's a decent clearance. Ibrahimovic. Rui Costa. And it's Maicon. Great run on the overlap here.
Oh, great feat, that.
In towards the back stick. And that's been repelled. Oh, he's enjoyed that. He evidently loves the contest. And here's Raul. Oh, some tackle that. There's some great running on show here, but ultimately there was no way through. But it is clear to see that he is not at all happy with that.
Well, that's down to a simple miscalculation. No more, no less.
That has been cut short. Beckham. Koller gets on the end of things as a matter of habit. Rui Costa. Beckham. Pops him off it and wins back the ball. And it's Beckham. Maicon. He's going to be disappointed with that. Goes for the shot! He's got away with one there.
Well, let that be a lesson to them. If they don't stay focused all the time, they're going to be made to pay.
Bale. Out towards the flank. Played back in. Played into the box. Nedved! Tries to pass it through. Now it's Beckham. He's had it taken off him. Could be danger here. It's run loose here. He's shifting through the gears here. And the shot! It's there! That is so good. Such sharp skills and such a delicious finish.
And how easy did he make that look? That is supreme.
We have got ourselves a game here.
Well, I think they have every chance of levelling this now, Peter, but they've got to stay calm and not go completely gung-ho.
He's found a way through. Rijkaard. Thuram does really well to win the ball there.
Arsenal really might just end up kicking themselves after that. That could well have been it.
And he's had it nicked away.
This usually is the time teams go into conservation mode.
Just easy eases him off the ball. Nicely
There
spread.
will be 1 minute
This is
added
the time you need that pace.
It's gone out for a throw-in. Now, can they get him away? And time is up. Well, that was close. Both sides playing their part in a great game of football. A real ride that had all of us glued to our seats from the very beginning. Well, this is just joyous. The perfect backdrop
Hello,
as
everybody,
both
and
sides
welcome
look
to
to clear the
today's
first
match.
hurdle.
Italy
Supporters here in
against
terrific
Brazil.
numbers. So will they be going back happy at the end of 90 minutes? Colours vivid and vibrant, songs loud and proud. The tone for this game is well and truly set. The action has already started. Jim, which player is best equipped for this game?
It's little surprise, Peter, that this fella Tonali gets compared to some real legends of the game. The style of play, even his appearance. Yes, he'll be the one expected to take up a deeper role and play make from back there. But I see him as having a lot more than that in his game. His position...
Terrific header! Superb goal!
Well, talk about a real rude awakening. It's almost as if the defence saw nothing coming. They just didn't anticipate, on heels rather than toes.
Devoid of any complexity, but boy was that certain.
Well, when you get service like that into the box, you can't go wrong.
They have what they wanted, the first breakthrough.
Well, that's got this place bouncing. Just listen to the noise all around us. Now they have all of this positive energy to feed off.
Raspadori is onto this. Now this could be a chance. And here's Keane. Italy are enjoying a good spell right now and leading. Oh, it's a nice idea, but the execution was lacking. And that's been intercepted.
That was well played, well stopped.
Now it's Raspadori. Now it's Keane. It's a promising position. Crossing right in! It's in! And they're at it again in double quick time. And a trademark move ends with the inevitable classy finish.
Look, if you want to be effective on the break, then the key element is always pace. That's what really rips defences apart, and it's difficult to find an answer to it when it's applied like that.
And yes, it's him again. So that's two now without reply.
Well, with this kind of authority, Peter, why not push on and totally kill this off?
Ricci. Now it's Keane. Out towards the flank. Otto got a long way forward to join the attack. Oh, well measured. He's in a great position here, and he's gone backward here. Neymar! They've got to be quick to recover this. That's another chance! Oh, that is rather wayward.
Well, at least he was in the right position and he reacted quickly enough. The manager will like that.
Casemiro gathers from the goal kick. Whatever he had in mind, that was not it. Looking to play him in.
Decent attempt at, just a little mistimed.
Eder Militao is sporting a guilty look after that.
Well, that's down to a simple miscalculation. No more, no less.
Otto does really well to win the ball there. Nesta did well to emerge with the ball. Goes
There
for
will be
goal!
1 minute added time.
And the first 45 minutes are up. How would you review the first half?
Italy really should be thinking about killing this off early in the second half, Peter. The boss will be demanding the same level of intensity from his team, so I'd expect to see the same positive intent after the break, the same purpose again.
Italy go in at half-time on a comfortable two-goal cushion. And we're already back up and running after half-time. Moves just a little bit too strong. Barella.
They want to be quick here. It's breakaway time.
And it's Barella. That is good alertness. Rafinha. Rafinha really struggling to influence the game.
He needs a minder, and one of his teammates should be picking up on that, and quickly. Well, Peter, just see here how a lot of the attacking players aren't dropping back anymore.
And that means just one thing, I suppose.
Yeah, they just simply want to engage the counter-attack.
And here's Raspadori. Oh, the ball's run loose here. Now it's Keane. Oh, he's enjoyed that. He evidently loves the contest. And Keane! Euphoria, utopia, and they are cavorting. And they are tearing the opposition apart here. Simply breathtaking stuff. A truly wicked strike, nigh on perfection.
Oh, what a hit, Peter, and there was nothing lucky about it, let me tell you. It was measured, it was simply inch perfect.
Italy find a position of real strength now. Raspadori. Now it's Inzaghi. Eder Militao. For Joelinton. Whistle's gone, that's foul. Neymar. That'll be a corner. Brazil with their first corner, the first in the game for either side, actually. Up he goes! And yes, it's there! A wonderful delivery, and all it needed was a touch.
Yeah, it all came from some really smart movement, Peter. Did the defence let themselves down by not picking him up? I think the boss won't be amused.
So is this the start of a comeback? Bergomi kept aware, and it is reclaimed easily. Nice interception, his positioning was spot on. Barella.
Yeah, that works for me. The denial of movement, blunt and brusque.
Rodrigo pinches it off him. And here's the chance to counter. Keane. Now it's Rafinha.
That's good play from him.
He is through here. Rafinha. Well, the defence proved infallible then, but that won't be the last they'll see of him. Keane. And into the grateful arms of the keeper.
There will be 3 minutes
And
added
reclaimed
time.
it in a trice. No unnecessary risks, and the game is petering out here. That's a good ball out wide. Plays a sharp little ball here. And that is that. Perfect result, perfect outcome. Well, what a scene we have here. There's a real expectant
Hello,
buzz in the
everybody, and
stadium, and
welcome
the
to
players on the
today's
pitch are
match.
raring to go any minute now. Expectations and decibels both rising fast here. Things are heating up, and we'll be getting underway very soon. Well, we're on the way. Jim, which player is best equipped for this game?
Pepe may well need to be at his best. There's a power about his game thanks to very decent pace for a big man, and he doesn't lose out much in the air either. He could prove to be a very reliable presence here.
No argument from me on that front. It's easy to see how his presence alone affects... He's tried one!
Olise really was well marshalled there because he was denied the opportunity to turn.
That's a cute ball. Rijkaard cuts out the pass. Olise.
Well, he certainly wasn't in the mood to take any risks.
Now it's Cruyff. Rijkaard calmly anticipates. Oh, and they're quick to press here, right on top of them. Still goalless at the moment. Looking for the run. Vieira gets across to intercept that. Tries to pass it through.
They'll want to make the most of this turnover.
Xavi Alonso. And it's Cruyff. And that's been intercepted.
That's great positioning. So good from him.
Threads one in. De Bruyne. He's found a way through. Knocks it into space. Rijkaard deals with that comfortably. And this is Luis Suarez.
Colorado Springs are clearly playing a patient game here, looking to pick out those runners.
Yeah, that's a lot of the forwards, this style, doesn't it? You need them to be very sharp, chasing non-stop, running after lost causes.
Yeah, and you need a lot of movement up front if you're going to make it work.
Now that looks a decent ball.
That's positional gold, the utilisation of space.
Bayer claims it without any fuss. Roberto Carlos. Olise chasing after it. Nedved. Nicely aimed pass. Now it's Messi. Oh, such a clever touch. Well, that's pretty clear. It is a foul.
Well, I think the alternative was to stand there and do nothing while he tried to score. And obviously, he's not going to allow that, Peter, is he?
So the last big chance, perhaps, before half-time. And we have the first chance from a dead ball. Messi! Messi! From another planet!
Well, I'm happy to admit that I didn't really see that coming, but I'm very glad it did. And you can only eulogise about such excellence. The finish was imperious, the player immense.
That was beautiful. Something close to genius.
Well, he made it look effortless. Clearly a training ground perfectionist.
So the first goal of the game.
It's so often the case with goal scorers, little influence, and all of a sudden, bang.
He has a look up. And the first 45 minutes are up. There's been no shortage of industry or intent thus far. A little inspiration and inventiveness, perhaps the only things lacking.
I thought that was a decent 45 minutes of football. Plenty of signs that both managers can take a lot of encouragement from. I would say the mood is neither overly negative nor positive. You still have to approach this like it's 0-0.
Leading a cagey game here. It's had its moments, and it's 1-0 at the break. And if you're just back from your break, you've missed very little of the resumption of the second half. A solitary goal. Good chance here! Oh, wonderful, wonderful Lionel Messi! That is a gem! An absolute gem! And there we have it, the two-goal cushion. And a trademark move ends with the inevitable classy finish.
Yeah, when you're hit on the counter-attack like that, it's like walking into a sucker punch and they're dazed.
It's Inzaghi! And he was there to get a vital touch.
Yeah, he was well placed to deal with that.
Borussia Dortmund with their first corner, the first in the game for either side, actually. It's a mighty effort! He's missed, but not by that far.
Yeah, it's good movement though. A bit unlucky he couldn't actually steer it goalwards. Colorado Springs are clearly enjoying a very good spell. The flow of momentum is banging their favour.
And here's Nedved. Shot, surely! And it's there! And they are cruising away. And that is fabulous. A true beauty of a goal.
Oh, that's an incredible shot. The dip and the curl he managed to get on it. Impeccable technique, Peter. Absolutely impeccable.
A case now of complete control.
This is wonderful front-footed football. The man...
And the finish! I think that's offside. Yes, it is. So
Substitution.
the manager can make a change for the first time in the game here. Marquinhos. And it's Roberto Carlos. And it's Zico. Here's Roberto Carlos. Zico. And that has put paid to that. Cruyff plays the game a step ahead of almost anyone. And for a moment you felt that was going somewhere, but they'll have to go again. And he's let fly! He really is being given no time to think on the ball now.
Yeah, and what they've got to realise, Peter, is that they won't get away with excessive force for long, so they run...
Oh, shooting shots! Sticks it away! It is no contest. It is a landslide. And that really is so impressive.
Well, from the moment he got involved, he looked as if he'd go all the way. Terrific.
Things looking so... Luis Suarez! Oh, he really got hold of that.
I thought it was a really good break. No shortage of pace nor intensity. Exactly what's required when on the counter-attack.
Xavi Alonso. Dink through. Xavi Alonso is offering some sort of an apology there.
Well, that's down to a simple miscalculation. No more, no less.
Cruyff aimed beyond the defence. He's picked his way through.
6 added minutes has been indicated.
That's alert and sharp and very well played.
And it's Roberto Carlos. Zico could try cutting inside here. It's Zico! Oh, it's come off the upright. And that will be the final act. Well, that was a shimmering, sizzling, scintillating game. The key characters glittered throughout and did what they did when required so to do. There could
And we'd
be
like to
only
inform
one
you now that
outcome.
the latest travel
Messi
information is
taking in the
currently being
accolade. Well, what a sight this is. A beautiful evening and the
Hello,
promise
everybody,
of
and
a match
welcome
that
to
will
today's
really get the
match.
juices flowing. I'm Peter Drury, and this is Jim Beglin. A delight to have him on board.
Thanks for that, Peter. Hi, everyone. The excitement has really picked up now, and I'm eager for the action to start.
Collins. It's gone in! He's put through his own net! And there you have it. Just try taking that one in.
Well,
And
if you
now,
ever needed
all
evidence
members of the
on
crowd,
how cruel
I'd
this
like
game
to
can
ask
be,
So welcome one and all to a picturesque evening
Hello,
here.
everybody,
A
and
clear
welcome
night,
to
all the
today's
ingredients
match.
for a showcase game that the passionate crowd demands. I'm Peter Drury, and joining me here, our expert Jim Beglin.
Hi, Peter. It's great to be here.
Colours vivid and vibrant, songs loud and proud. The tone for this game is well and truly set. Well, as you can see, It's gone in! He's put through his own net! And there you have it! Just try taking that one in.
Well, if you ever needed evidence on how cruel this game can be, surely this is it. But also what makes it so unmissable. The game can be, and really was, over in a flash.
So thank you very much, Jim, for joining me. That brings us to the end of our coverage. So from us both, a very
We are
good
glad
evening.
to inform you that today's match day programs are available.
Oh, what a sight this is. The colour, the choreography, the
Hello, everybody,
camaraderie.
and
The
welcome
fans
to
have pulled
today's
out all
match.
the stops to make this a monumental occasion. Well, the stage is set for a stirring showdown here. The supporters in great voice, and there's a real sense of anticipation in the air. Game on. Well, we're underway.
Any attack containing Raul is a frightening sight for any defence.
His record's a frightening sight.
Well, when you think about it, most of his ilk will put themselves before the team. But Raul is different and has a greater appreciation for all that and likely to put others in before himself.
Raul. Raul. Oh, that pass isn't the best. Nedved. Pass is coming off in quick succession here. And Mateus. Now he's got space here. Now it's Luis Suarez. Oh, he's managed to get himself offside. Now it's Shevchenko. And that interception was most necessary.
He read that really well and stopped.
Great chance! Goal! Manchester United! One sweeping move, executed with deadly efficiency.
Yeah, when you're hit on the counter-attack like that, it's like walking into a sucker punch and they're dazed.
After 14 minutes is
So the game's
Number
first significant
18.
moment, and it's come earlier than perhaps. Big chance! He scored! That is remarkable! All square in a matter of moments.
Well, going behind has simply triggered a collective determination to hit back, and they merit nothing less.
No space, no problem. You just cannot stop him.
Such a well-worked finish. It looked like he was going to be shut down, but he thrives in situations like that.
That has certainly made things interesting.
Such a big goal, Peter. Just when the opposition thought they could turn the screw, they're back to square one again. The manager will be absolutely delighted with such a response.
Now it's Messi. Oh, good read.
That's great positioning. So good from him.
Still very early doors, but it is a closely contested affair. Nedved. And that's been intercepted.
That was well played, well stopped.
Under an awful lot of pressure.
Colorado Springs really do like their passes from deep, Peter.
Making good use of that quarterback position. Can he find the finish? Mateus with the clearance.
That, Peter, is wonderful reading of the game. Perfect positioning. Well played.
And this is Luis Suarez. And he's... And Cruyff! He's missed, but not by that far. Looking for options for movement. That's ruffled a few feathers, but well dealt with. He's in a good position here. He's had a shot! Kubo. He won't be happy with that one. And here's Messi. Messi! Oh, that is
There will
asking
be
for
1
trouble.
minute added time.
And Cruyff! Goal! And that is a goal worthy of universal appreciation. Even the opposing fans have to recognise the quality there.
Oh, what a hit, Peter. And there was...
And that is going to be the final action of the first half. Well, what a comeback. Certainly I didn't see that coming, nor I think did many in this crowd. So we reached the halfway
Hello,
point.
attendees.
Oh, what a
This
half.
is a
It's been
Lost
pulsating
Children
and
announcement.
totally absorbing.
Please
We're
keep
actually
your eyes
headed
on
for
your
a
children during the
potential
match at
classic
all
if this
times.
carries on. This is insanely good.
Very little in it. The score at half-time is 2-1.
Substitution in progress.
And we're off again. Thuram kept his eye on it, and he's there. That's a cute ball. Oh, delightful ball. Oh, it's Luis Suarez. Luis Suarez! Oh, just fizzes past the post.
He's not happy, and you'd expect that, but at least there's plenty of appreciation for what was a genuinely fine effort.
Vieira wins the duel this time. And this is Luis Suarez. Suarez was alert to the possibilities, but in the end it's fruitless. And they've got rid. And smartly reclaimed.
That's positional gold. The utilisation...
Gets his head on it! Firm header, just off target.
That's a really decent chance.
Cafu. That has been cut short. Owen. Oh, that's a fine interception.
That's just playing it safe and simple.
And he's had it nicked away. Looking for a runner. Nicely worked. Luis Suarez. It's Luis Suarez! Oh, he did the hard part right, but fluffed the finish.
Well, this is alarming because of the ease in which they're getting in behind.
Mateus. Cruyff charging forward, the ball at his feet. Threads one in. And that's been won straight back. Pinches it off him. Thuram. Can he get on the end of this? And it's Lam. He slings it in. And he's gone looking for safety.
Well, he got rid because he was under pressure.
And here's Cruyff. Oh, good spread. He's shifting through the gears here.
Colorado Springs surely have to be commended for their drive and desire. Most teams would be taking the easier defensive route by now.
And the shot! Goal! Oh, I think it's been called offside. Yes, it has.
Well, obviously some sections of the crowd would disagree, but that was the right decision, albeit a late one.
Disappointment and relief on either side. Nothing doing. Both sides then taking this chance to turn to their benches.
Johan Cruyff. Number 5, Suarez. Number 10, Messi. Number 8, Nedved.
Well seen, saw that coming.
He read that really well and stopped it.
He's well positioned. Tries a shot! It's there! Again, we are level. What a contest!
Yeah, and it's very much deserved in the circumstances. In these games, it's so tempting to maybe get a little sorry for yourselves, but there's none of that.
It is a good finish. The odds were against him. Little matter.
Well, at one stage, he was being body-checked, Peter, and then the next minute, it's in the back of the net. That's wonderful striking.
This is quite a battle.
Manchester United really can sense it now. This game is theirs to win. They just need to step it up and force the issue.
There
Nicely
will be
spread.
3 minutes added time.
Lam is flagged offside. Griezmann. Probing pass. And that has been clubbed away. So that's it. It is all over. A good watch, a really good watch. Both sides toiling to... Well, football is, of course, ultimately just a game, but for the next 2 hours,
Hello,
it might not
everybody,
feel
and
like that.
welcome to
The
today's
stadium
match.
is full of noise and energy. This certainly matters. Well, the stage is set for a stirring showdown here. The supporters in great voice, and there's a real sense of anticipation in the air. Game on. Well, we're on the way. Who do you think this turns on, Jim?
Well, Peter, Erling Haaland is developing a massive reputation. The raw power, the speed, the ability to find the net in all sorts of ways. Sometimes you just wonder how you're going to stop him, and I think as a defender you'd be hard-pressed for answers.
Yeah, the easiest way to make a difference is to score, so no argument there. Oh, nicely intercepted. Lovely pass, but can he get there? Oh, he's going to be disappointed with that. Now it's Haaland. Expertly cut out, really nicely done. Messi. Now it's Cruyff. And this is Luis Suarez.
Well, he got rid because he was under pressure.
And that's a throw-in. De Bruyne. And De Bruyne! And that's what you call inspired goalkeeping.
De Bruyne actually didn't do an awful lot wrong, to be honest.
And we have our very first corner. Thuram is there, and he can get that clear. Cruyff plays the game a step ahead of almost anyone. Tries to pass it through. Oh, he's onto this. Oh, can he finish? It's in! Really tidily gathered, and ultimately a more than tidy finish.
Yeah, keeping calm and taking a touch like that when it's all going on around you isn't always that easy, but he made it look like a doddle. Finishing it off was quite simple after that.
So the first goal of the game.
Well, I'd remind those players, Peter, that concentration will be key for a while now, as you don't want to hand the momentum straight back to your opposition.
And if you have just joined us, still just one goal between them. 1-0 the score. Back into the middle.
Deserved a better ball there. He's right to be disappointed.
That's the throw. Foot in. Haaland. Maldini spots it and intercepts. And here's Messi. Messi will not want to lose out here, not against this opponent. Messi. Oh, facing up to his adversary. This is a formidable matchup. Oh, well played. That has snuffed out the danger. That's a cute ball. Aimed beyond the defence. And the finish! Oh, just lacked a decent finish.
Well, it didn't quite come off this time, Peter, but that's a warning to the opposition. This team know how to counter, and they'll be looking to do it every chance they get.
Oh, now here's an interesting matchup. And it's Nedved. And that's very disappointing, it has to be said. And they've got rid. Yeah. Knocks it into space. Oh, it's a nice idea, but the execution was lacking. Oh, cracking ball. And there's the end of the first half. There's been no shortage of industry or intent thus far. A little inspiration and inventiveness, perhaps the only things lacking.
I think on the whole the team linked up very well and has been organised. Hence their position. They can afford to be a little braver with the ball, I think. Something they'll be told many times, I'm sure, during the interval.
Leading 1-0 at the break.
Substitution on the field. Number 13, Erling Haaland.
And the
Number
action
19,
is back underway.
Messi. Coming
A
on the
solitary
field,
goal. That has been
number
the crucial
21,
difference.
Number 11, Neymar. Substitutions taking place.
Well, it just petered out. No penetration at all, having had a great deal of the ball. And that's been intercepted.
That's great positioning, so good from him.
That was good pressing, forced the error to put an end to it before things could get even more threatening. Schmeichel gets his hands on it, and the danger is averted. Out towards the flank. Nice control. Lahm.
Oh, great feet, that.
Lahm plays. He's having a shot! It's in! And there we have it, the two-goal cushion. The invitation was clear, and it was accepted with the utmost glee.
Such a smart finish, and the setup was very good too, but defensively, they didn't cover themselves in glory here.
So that's Griezmann! Brilliant! That is a gem! An absolute gem! And they are tearing the opposition apart here. Simply breathtaking stuff. He gave it plenty and some. Thrashed it in.
Well, Peter, it would have taken something incredible for the keeper to keep that one out. It was absolutely spanked.
And yes, it's him again. A case now of complete control.
Well, that's really winded the opposition. You can see their manager screaming on the touchline, telling his team to calm down. But they'll need to do that pretty quickly. It's composure from here.
Ambitious ball here. Cruyff, who does have an assist to his name. Oh, there's a probing ball. Now it's Cruyff. Neither of these two want to come off second best. Now that looks a decent ball. Now it's Batistuta. Lahm. Now it's Cruyff. Passing is crisp and sharp. Now it's Griezmann. Well seen. Saw that coming.
That was well played, well stopped.
That has not gone well. Neymar is sporting a guilty look after that.
He made it look a bit predictable.
Now it's Luis Suarez. Oh, super. Can he finish? And it's there! Over the hills and far away. No catching them now. One sweeping move executed with deadly efficiency.
Just when they thought they may be in at one end, they end up shipping a goal at the other, and it's all due to wonderful counter-attacking. They hardly had time to even react, and there's only one word to describe that: clinical.
The noise is just about reaching a crescendo here as these two sides get ready to lock
everybody,
horns.
and welcome
This
to
is
today's
football
match.
at its finest. Just listen to that noise. This place is definitely up for it. Let's hope we get a contest worthy of the setting. There's the whistle, and here we go.
There's Vitor Baia, Peter, exuding his unique brand of calm and confidence, as per usual.
Yeah, he's one of those keepers, isn't he, who has that certain aura around him.
And I think that gives the defence a massive boost. Having someone like that behind you can really give you that insurance, that psychological edge.
Well read, nice interception. Well, the run has been sold a little bit short there.
They should have done a lot better there. The final ball was very poor.
Oh, there's a probing ball. And he cuts out the supply. Marquinhos. Bergomi cuts out the pass. Xavi Alonso. And it's Messi. Vieira. And this is Cruyff.
Well, both teams are proceeding with caution, but there's plenty of time to wait for some attacking purpose.
Oh, easy pickings there. Xavi Alonso. Searching pass he's played there. Oh, well played, well sorted out. That's a sharp pass. Now it's Cruyff. Now it's Messi. Oh, he's burst, and Messi! And that's what you call inspired goalkeeping.
Messi clearly thought he had the beating of the keeper.
And we have our very first corner. Marquinhos getting this one clear. Oh, now here's an interesting matchup. And claimed it back swiftly.
Colorado Springs are clearly playing a patient game here, looking to pick out those runners.
Yeah, that's a lot of the forwards, this style, doesn't it? You need them to be very sharp, chasing non-stop, running after lost causes.
Yeah, and you need a lot of movement up front if you're going to make it work.
And it's hoisted clear. Now it's Luis Suarez. Can he finish? It's run loose. Who's going to get there? Oh, he's going to be disappointed with that. Vieira. Some really good ball movement. He's picked his way through. Well, the defence proved infallible then, but that won't be the last they'll see of him. Not the most accurate pass. Ambitious ball here.
Have beautifully policed that midfield. The opposition have been handcuffed.
Xavi Alonso. And the first 45 minutes are up. So neither team were able to take the lead, but it certainly hasn't been for the lack of trying. Reflections on the first half?
Well, at least the defence can look back on a job pretty well done so far, Peter. I think they've squeezed the play quite well and they've been relentless in their pressing. So the energy levels have looked good.
So both teams still stuck on the starting blocks here, 0-0 at the break.
Substitution on the field. Number 5, Suarez. Coming on the field.
So off we go
is
once more.
Number 7,
Colorado Springs are probably feeling relatively good about themselves, so I don't think the manager has seen anything to change in his half-time team talk.
Now Now it's Messi. And here's Cruyff. Lahm. He has found the way through. Terrific header. There it is!
Well, whenever he reminds us of his wondrous skill set, it's usually something very memorable or even unforgettable. We'll certainly remember that one.
A really thumping header. Absolutely crashes it in.
Well, you've always got that threat when he's around. Great movement, and what a great header.
And when the manager called on him, he was only too happy to repay that fate.
I think the manager's claiming an assist here.
So the first goal of the game.
Well, talk about the perfect start to the second half. They've certainly come out with more purpose, more energy, and it's paid off beautifully.
Knocks it out wide. He's got away. Played in deep.
Well, that has caused disappointment to some, unsurprisingly, and disgust to others. What a waste.
Adams. So, Jim, what are you thinking?
Well, it's a natural instinct to defend when ahead, but it's too early for them to settle into that practice just now.
And here's Messi. He is through here. He's gone down, but the referee just tells him to get back up again. Well, good play on the left-hand side here. He's found a way through. Nedved. Nedved will not want to lose out here, not against this opponent. Shin to shin, bicep to bicep, and he wins out. And that's been won straight back. Looking to play him in. And it's Cruyff. Neither of these two want to come off second best. That is a jarring tackle, but apparently nothing wrong with it. Nice interception. His positioning was spot on. Now it's Villa. He won't be happy with that one. Nicely shaped ball. That's a nicely shaped ball. They're urging him to shoot. Olise! So close to drawing level.
Olise was already celebrating in his head and probably still can't process how the keeper denied him. What a stop. They may end up with some regret with this tactic, but you have to admire their commitment to goals.
Now it's Villa. Oh, well cut out. No margin for error there at all.
Sporting really don't have a choice now. They just have to throw everything forward and give themselves a chance to draw level.
Short changes him with that pass.
Well, he certainly wasn't in the mood to take any risks.
Olise is onto it. Big chance! Fantastic from Olise! Sumptuous finish, an absolute joy! Dying minutes, and we're all square again. And wow, he has given that a right old hit.
It's almost poetry in motion, Peter, isn't it? The way he wraps his foot round the ball so effortlessly. Amazing.
And that is as far as it goes. So it is something for both, but ideal for neither. Both parties having to settle for what they get. Well, what a scene we have here. There's a real expectant buzz in the stadium,
everybody,
and the
and
players on the
welcome to
pitch are
today's
raring to
match.
go any minute now. There's nothing quite like match day, especially here. This crowd doesn't do ordinary, and we should be in for something very special. If you're just joining us, we are already underway.
I think it's only right for me to respectfully acknowledge Fabio Cannavaro as being a little giant.
Now, not the tallest of centre-halves, but amongst the most commanding.
Yeah, and whatever he lacks in height, he makes up for in other areas. Anticipation, timing and tactical intelligence, they're all top class.
And he's heaved it away. And here's Cruyff. And Cruyff! He's scored!
Well, they would have been looking at him to produce the goods, and that was very kind of him to oblige so early.
Oh, delicious! Such devilish curl!
Oh, it was a real beauty, Peter, and while many might have just lashed out at it, he took his time and he put it where very few can.
So the game's first significant moment, and it's come earlier than perhaps we anticipated. Good take, and is he in? There's the shot! And he thumps it clear. And that's been intercepted.
That's great positioning, so good from him.
Maldini promptly onto that, and that is that. Pelé, well, that looks a decent ball. Looking for a runner. But he's well positioned here. Tries a shot! Oh, so close to what would have been a memorable goal.
Villa certainly looked hungry and exciting on the ball. Confidence is at play here.
And we have our very first corner. Messi plays it short. And now a sudden chance to counter. Pelé can so cleverly bypass the press. So just the one early goal to report so far. And the score is 1-0. Luis Suarez. And the finish! And yes, it's there! And they're at it again in double quick time.
Yeah, that's really well played, Peter. It's very, very simple. The ball through to him was just beautifully measured.
So that's two now without reply.
Yeah, and you have to say that the contrast of moods are very visible now. They really fancy themselves to go and wrap things up.
And it's Nedved. Nedved. Half-time coming up, and little doubt as to which of the two sides is the happier. Messi will not want to lose out here, not against this opponent. Well, now it's a race for the ball. Played out wide. That has ended up in no man's land. Vieira. Pelé. Taken back almost at once. And here's Messi. He's Messi!
Has been indicated.
He's keen, determined to have his say.
Yeah, they're just unrelenting, Peter. Wave after wave of attacks. Now it's just a matter of making at least one of them count.
Now it's Cruyff.
Oh, great feat, that.
And it's half-time here. Some first-half thoughts?
Colorado Springs certainly can feel happy about how things have gone, but now isn't the time to take their foot off the
We are
pedal.
glad to inform
They need
you
to
that
keep
today's
pushing,
match day
keep
programs
imposing.
are available
Don't
from
leave the
stands
door open for the
located by
opposition.
gates. I'm sure they will make
It has
fine
been a
souvenirs.
remarkable contest, decorated by goals, and two between them at half-time. Off we go once more. Now it's Cruyff. Well, there's the clearance. Lahm is someone so often referred to as the defender's defender. Great vision. Oh, played through for the wide man. And that's gone behind for a goal kick. Cafu. Bonucci. David Villa. That is good alertness. Luis Suarez under intense pressure.
Yeah, and what they've got to realise, Peter, is that they won't get away with excessive force for long, so they're running a fine line now.
David Villa, and it's Belletti. Early stages of the second half, and still two between them. Shin to shin, bicep to bicep, and he wins out. Xavi Alonso, now it's Messi, and this is Luis Suarez. Cannavaro gets over and intercepts. Now it's Cruyff, and this is Xavi Alonso. Well, it didn't look good for a while, but that was brave defending, and they got away with it.
That's simply brilliant defending. They were outnumbered, but he still came out on top.
David Villa, and the shot! Oh, taken with style. Back within one. They have them in their sights again. The lightness of step, the sharpness of movement, the certainty of finish.
Yeah, and having the thrust to get there is one thing, having the composure to score is another.
This is threatening to become a really good game.
Well, what a difference a goal makes. Now all of a sudden it seems the belief is back.
Now looking to orchestrate a counter. Now it's Pele. Can he get on the end of this? Messi. Well, facing up to his adversary, this is a formidable matchup.
Colorado Springs clearly have been instructed to kill this off. Offence is the best form of defence.
Oh, no, that was never going to make it. David Villa. Nicely weighted ball. And that has sent him sprawling. That is a jarring tackle, but apparently nothing wrong with it. He's found a way, and Messi! It's in! 2 up now, and they are cruising. The movement so precise, the finish sumptuous.
Well, it's an example of counter-attacking at its finest. Real cut and thrust.
Well, that has changed the dynamic somewhat. Face to face with the keeper, and he shoots! And it's there! And they are cruising away. And that really is so impressive.
Yeah, that's what the game is all about. Excitement and entertainment. What a lovely moment.
Welcome to those who have joined us all here on a beautiful, clear evening. The conditions contributing to a fantastic atmosphere in the stands. This really is the place to be.
I'm Peter Drury, and this is Jim Beglin. Glad to be here, Peter, and I'm ready to rumble.
There's nothing quite like match day, especially here. This crowd doesn't do ordinary, and we should be in for something very special.
If you're just joining us, we are already underway.
Well, that defending is unapologetically persistent. It's almost personal.
And Messi! And he was there to get a vital touch. Well, someone's doing his job properly, Peter, that's for sure.
And we have our very first corner.
Well, he got rid because he was under pressure.
Messi. Messi going face to face with his great rival.
Ball driven towards the far post.
Out of play for a throw. That's tidy. Zanetti
Did well to emerge with the ball. That's a contest to keep an eye on.
Nice looking ball. That is good alertness. And he can clear it away. Now it's Luis Suarez. Now it's Cruyff. While facing up to his adversary, this is a formidable matchup. And here's Messi. He's going for goal! Oh, that was wicked, a truly wicked effort.
He actually looks pretty annoyed with himself there. He's usually better than that.
Well seen, saw that coming.
That's great positioning, so good from him.
That has been cut short. Now it's Cruyff. Neither of these two want to come off second best. Now, can they get him away? Here's a chance! Baresi can get it clear. He's looking wide. No goals as yet.
Zanetti.
It's a good run down the right. Now that's well seen too.
Bergomi.
Nedved can so cleverly bypass the press.
And it's Messi.
Now it's Luis Suarez. Has a look and plays it forward. Oh, now here's an interesting matchup. And this is Rooney.
Nedved.
Messi. Now it's Cruyff. Cruyff powering forward here. And here's Xabi Alonso. He's been bundled over. That is a foul. And he has shown him a yellow card. It's a good 30, 35 yards out, this. They're taking a moment to consider their options. Now it's Messi. Showing good feet. Forward tracking back like that, always appreciated by the crowd.
Well, it's not a surprise to see that these days, all part of a forward's duties.
Knocks it out wide. And this is Xabi Alonso. Lahm elects to cross. Danger averted for now. Still waiting for the game's first breakthrough goal. Neymar, a player who needs no introduction.
Colorado Springs are totally dominant in the middle of the park, a no-way through zone.
Cruyff. Xabi Alonso. And it's Vieira. And here's Messi.
Zanetti.
It's the sort of situation that they'll want to capitalise on now.
And here's Cruyff. No, he's not getting his way this time. Now it's Neymar. And it's Messi. And here's Cruyff. No, he wasn't going to be fooled. And that'll be the final action of the first half. A decent enough half, but neither side able to get on the score sheet. Time for some fresh ideas in the second period, perhaps.
Please report to the
Reflections
staff
on the
room
first
immediately.
half?
Well, at least the defence can look back on a job pretty well done so far, Peter. I think they've squeezed the play quite well
Substitution in
and they've been
progress.
relentless in their pressing. So the energy levels have looked good.
So, both teams still stuck on the starting blocks here, 0-0 at the break. And if you have just joined us, well, we've just begun the second period here.
Colorado Springs clearly have been the better side here. So if I was to say anything to them, it would be just keep going. If it's not broken, don't try to fix it.
And that's been intercepted.
That was well played, well stopped.
Zanetti.
So, what can they make of this? Now, looking to orchestrate a counter, and he's managed to get free. And it's made its way to him. Well, the defence proved infallible then, but that won't be the last they'll see of him. Oh, that's fabulous.
That's just playing it safe and simple. Well, Peter, just see here how a lot of the attacking players aren't dropping back anymore.
And that means just one thing, I suppose.
Yeah, they just simply want to engage the counter-attack.
Cleared without hesitation. This looks... Shoots! It's in! And that is fabulous. A true beauty of a goal.
Oh, that's an incredible shot. The dip and the curl he managed to get on it. Impeccable technique, Peter. Absolutely impeccable.
After 61 minutes is number
So the
8.
first goal of the game.
Well, when the going gets tough, etc., they can still turn this round, I think.
Xabi Alonso. Nedved will not want to lose out here. Cruyff! And yes, it's there! 2 up now, and they are cruising. A truly wicked strike, nigh on perfection.
Oh, what a hit, Peter, and there was nothing lucky about it, let me tell you. It was measured, it was simply inch perfect.
So that's two now without reply.
Well, their manager seems to have them always thinking about the next goal. When's the next goal coming? They're such an entertaining watch.
Rooney. Great defending, strong and determined. Cruyff. Nedved. And he cuts out the supply. And now the breakaway. Kukçu. And here's Neymar. And here's Rooney. Oh, that is superb. A dangerous moment, perfectly dealt with.
Well, what can you say about that? Just about everything was stacked against him, and he still came through.
Well, the movement is slick, the speed is slippery. The defence, though, able to hold on this time. No, he refuses to take the bait. Well, the defence just about came out on top, but they were certainly tested. Played out wide. And that has been knocked clear. And he's quick to snatch it back. Ahead by two and just about into the home straight. Alonso. Looking for options for movement. Nicely weighted ball. Nicely aimed pass. Well, it looked promising for a moment, but it came to nothing. Vieira. Xavi Alonso. And it's Lahm. Cruyff. Lahm picks it up out wide. That has earned a reprieve for the time being. Lofted upfield.
There will be 1 minute added time.
Kukçu.
Have beautifully policed that midfield. The opposition have been handcuffed.
And we're done. So smiles all round as they shamelessly indulge in the post-whistle euphoria. A win achieved. Well, what a sight this is. The colour, the choreography, the camaraderie. The fans have pulled out all the stops to make this a monumental occasion. Just listen to that noise. This place is definitely up for it. Let's hope we get a contest worthy of the setting. So we're up and running. According to what we've been told, this is how it looks. It's a 4-3-3.
Well, one of the attacking advantages in this setup, Peter, is the impact that can be made between fullbacks and the attacking wide players. These combinations, when worked well, can be a real handful for any opposition, and we're likely to witness that again. You often see the wide man drift inside to allow the fullback to make the run out wide, and it can just throw the opposition.
He's having a shot!
I'll tell you, Peter, the keeper owes him big time there. He's lucky his mate was wide awake to that.
Oh, he'd have done well to reach that. Well, that had the makings of something quite promising, but it's fizzled out into nothing. Here's a sharp little ball here. And claimed it back swiftly. So a third of the match, or thereabouts, gone, and we still await the first goal. And he has slightly undercooked that one.
They should have done a lot better there. The final ball was very poor.
Thuram kept his eye on it, and he's there. Messi going face to face with his great rival.
Wow, look who's involved.
There's a beautiful simplicity about this contest. Willing running on one side, dogged defence on the other. Messi. He's had it taken off him. And here's Messi. That's tidy. Nedved. Quality ball. Threads one in. And this is Pele. Oh, he's been caught on it here. Cleared without complication. And it's Eto'o. Nedved. Now it's Cruyff. And he's on his way. Cruyff! Oh, that's a foul in a dangerous area. And he's going to have his name taken.
Yeah, well, they were exposed and vulnerable, and he knew he had to do something to prevent a goal then.
Messi with a real chance here. And so we have the first set piece of the game. Messi! He went for the curler. Lahm has quite the footballing brain. He's almost never outsmarted. Still looking for the first breakthrough, and it is nearly half-time now. Well, that is one way to stop him. Oh, that's a key interception. Messi. And he's making progress on the ball. Showing good feet. Bergomi does well to stand up to him. Xavi Alonso. Ah, such a clever touch. Referee's had a look, and he's blown his whistle for half-time. So neither team were able to take the lead, but it certainly hasn't been for a lack of trying.
Please take this
The
opportunity
midway
to
point
pay
of the
a visit
game.
to our official
Colorado
store, where
Springs
memorabilia
ended that
from
first
today's
half in
match are now
such a strong
available.
fashion. I think we'll just have to wait and
Substitution in
see now if they can rekindle that drive and that determination. It's been great commitment, and that has to be maintained in the second half.
So, no breakthrough from either side, 0-0 after 45 minutes of action. And hostilities have resumed at the start of the second half.
Well, I can imagine both managers have been in the ears of the players. They want more. Let's hope the game comes to life sooner rather than later.
And this is Messi. Oh, robust challenge. And he's cleared it out of harm's way. Oh, he's been caught napping. Big chance. Must be. Shapes to shoot. It's there. The movement so precise. The finish sumptuous.
Yeah, when you're hit on the counter-attack like that, it's like walking into a sucker punch, and they're dazed.
So the first goal of the game.
Look, he's the one everyone expects to put the ball in the net. That's what he's paid to do.
No, not quite on the same wavelength.
That dugout has had some relief at least, but now the harder work starts. They've got to push for more.
Oh, the touch is just too thick. Could really have done without that.
It speaks for itself, doesn't it? Best left there.
That is ended up in no man's land. Not the most accurate pass. Gerrard plays the game a step ahead of almost anyone. And he's made sure that's not getting through. So, Jim, what are you thinking?
I think the manager's pondering his options as to whether to stick or twist Peter in view of the time remaining. He might have a tough call to make now.
Tries to pass it through. And this is Luis Suarez. And he's managed to get free. It's Luis Suarez! Oh, that wasn't far away.
Suarez clearly feels he did everything right there. He really wasn't that far away.
And here's Bale. Bale. It's come through and he's had a quick look inside. And he's taking no chances there.
Colorado Springs clearly have been instructed to kill this off. Offence is the best form of defence.
Well, that pass isn't the best. And that has put paid to that. Can he get on the end of this? No, that's been intercepted. And this is Bale.
Well, he got rid because he was under pressure.
And it's Xabi Alonso. Well read, and the danger is averted.
Colorado Springs nearly finished it off there, but now it's a case of waiting for the whistle.
Pinches it off him. Messi.
There will be 1 minute added time.
So just 1 extra minute for stoppages. That's that, the end. Well, that was tense. Boy, that was tense. The two sides separated by the game's only goal. Messi picking up the Man of the Match award, and no surprise there.
Just a quick announcement. We would like to inform you
How do you look
that
back on the
CCTV
game? So welcome one and all to a picturesque evening
Hello,
here. A
everybody,
clear
and
night,
welcome to
all the
today's
ingredients
match.
for a showcase game that the passionate crowd demands. Well, I'm Peter Drury, and I'm joined in the commentary box by the familiar figure of Jim Beglin.
Well, thanks for that, Peter. I'm more than ready to get going here.
Well, the stage is set for a stirring showdown here. The supporters in great voice, and there's a real sense of anticipation in the air. Game on. If you're just joining us, we are... He's having a shot! Well, that was nice, but not quite the end product required.
Osimhen really should be making an apology. That longer range pass gave him a golden chance then.
That's a decent clearance. Good effort from distance. And he was there to get a vital touch.
I think he's done great there, both reading it and dealing with it.
That's a cute ball. Nice interception. His positioning was spot on. And that's been won straight back. Tries to play it through. And Messi! Oh, surely that deserved better.
That's good running. It makes life so much easier when you have people who are willing to go beyond the defence like that.
Messi. Oh, good read.
That was well played, well stopped.
And the pass is intercepted. Anything, Jim, to pick out of these early exchanges?
Well, both sides seem happy with the patient approach for now, still trying to have a good look at one another.
He's got away. He's free. He has got space. Well, there's the clearance. That looks a foul. Yep, referee's given it. Oh, it's not taken him long, and that's going to be a booking. Now it's Luis Suarez. That's been cut out, well played. Rijkaard. And here's Suarez. Luis Suarez. And this is Messi. It's a searching pass. And it's Messi. Now it's Cruyff. Cruyff was alert to the possibilities, but in the end it's fruitless. And he's managed to get free. Shapes and shoots! And it's a goal! We knew what was coming, and he has outfoxed the keeper again.
Not even a hint of hesitation. That is such a cool finish.
Indonesia have penetrated for the first time.
Well, this will present the manager with a few interesting options, Peter. Try sitting on this or push on with the opposition now forced to come out.
And it's made its way to him. Hazard! They're going to be quick to recover this. That's been drilled in. Shoots! And kept out by the most elastic of saves.
That's very, very good. You can't ask for much more than that.
Crossed into the middle. Vieira attempts a clearance. Just about within shooting range. Gave it a go, but off target.
Well, at least he's not short on confidence. Trying from that sort of distance, why not?
Rijkaard picks it up from the goal kick. Luis Suarez. Messi. Well, now here's a good battle, bicep to bicep. Look at the space here. That's really well cleared. And Cruyff! Well, now Oh, he's been caught. It's fallen kindly here. And the assistant referee rightly gives him offside. And it's Cruyff. Now it's Messi. And they win it back again. Mbappe.
Colorado Springs certainly could do with a positive spell for the remainder of this half, just to set the tone for what's to come.
Nice looking ball. No luck with that dink over the top. Played into space. Oh, nicely intercepted. Great vision. Now it's Cruyff. Lahm has it in a wide position. Cross to the back post. And it's hoisted clear. Looking for a runner. Maldini kept his eye on it, and he's there. Xavi Alonso.
2 added minutes has been
well played,
indicated.
well sorted out. Vardio tries to pass it through. And the assistant referee has his flag raised for offside. And he's quick to snatch it back. And that'll be the last act of the first half. Well, it's certainly simmered along nicely so far. Just the one goal in it, and it's all still very much up for grabs.
It's a dressing room that needs rousing at half-time, because in truth they've not really been at it so far. If the pep talk works, we may see a very different side second half. We need to.
Substitution for Indonesia. Number 7, Mbappe. Coming on to
Whistle
replace
goes,
him is
and we start the second half.
14, Ukraine.
Colorado Springs
Substitution in
can
progress.
really do with some bigger names standing up here. At times they didn't even look as if they knew what they were doing.
Now it's Messi. Oh, good take in a good area. Oh, good spread. Deep cross. Big header! And yes, it's there! They have grabbed themselves an equaliser.
Well, you have to credit the desire there. These boys knew they were in a battle, and they did exactly what was needed to get back into it. That's going to make the boss just a little happy now.
And a trademark move ends with the inevitable classy finish.
Just when they thought they may be in at one end, they end up shipping a goal at the other, and it's all due to wonderful counter-attacking. They hardly had time to even react, and there's only one word to describe that: clinical.
And when the manager called on him, he was only too happy to repay that faith.
I think the manager's claiming an assist here.
That has certainly made things interesting.
Well, I'd happily watch this every week, Peter. This is exactly what you want from a big game.
And now they can spring out of defence. Can he get it through? That's a nicely shaped ball. Maldini. Great defending, strong and determined. Bale aimed beyond the defence. That's a good run he's making there. Oh, sweet feet. Lahm gets into some space. Rafinha. Now it's Osimhen. And he's running through. Messi showed plenty of zest in getting to the ball, but couldn't quite sort it out. Nedved. And that's put paid to a promising move. Thuram gets a foot in here. Mateus. And it's Lam. Can he get on the end of this? That's tidy. Played into the box. And he's taking no chances there. Some really good ball. Messi! And he hits the net. They've done it! It was coming! They have their reward! A truly super goal. What a spiky hit that was.
That is simply tremendous. I mean, how easy would it have been to get across it or overhit it? Perfection.
Substitution for Indonesia. Number 9, Osman. Number 10,
Indonesia have
Messi.
turned to their bench and
Number
we're going to
5,
have a substitution.
Coming on the field.
So we have a breakthrough.
Number 3,
Now how will things develop from
Number
here?
12,
Look, he's the one
Jordan
everyone
Rodgers.
expects to put the ball in the
Number
net. That's what he's
27,
paid to do.
Bruno Enrique.
Well, that's certainly more like it. They can't let the intensity drop now, Peter.
This is a really front-footed approach.
They just need to sort out their end product, and quickly.
He has found the way through. Lam delivers.
Colorado Springs surely have to be commended for their drive and desire. Most teams would be taking the easier defensive route by now.
And he's away. Collar. Alexander-Arnold. Now, can they get him away? And the finish! And the keeper couldn't hold it. Big relief, it just needed better contact.
He'll be annoyed with himself after that. Nothing wrong with his anticipation or his positioning. Indonesia really don't have a choice now. They just have to throw everything forward and give themselves a chance to draw level.
And this is Messi. And this is Bale. Oh, that's fabulous. He's had a shot! And it's in! Two to the good, and they are purring.
There will be 3
Absolutely
minutes at a
purring.
time.
And that will surely go down as one of the easiest goals he could ever score.
Yeah, it's mystifying that a player of his talent wasn't picked up sooner, and he picked them off instead.
And yes, it's hit. And time is up. What a terrific response it was to adversity. What a fantastic game from those players. Well, what a sight this is. A beautiful evening and the promise of a match that will really get the juices flowing. I'm Peter Drury, and providing analysis and expert opinion alongside me will be Jim Beglin.
Well, thanks for that, Peter. I'm more than ready to get going here.
Well, colour and passion just oozing from the stands here. These fans love their football, and we're about to be dished up a feast of it. So it's away we go then.
Well, Peter, at this stage we often focus on the creative and goal-scoring talent, but I'm going to mention a defender in Lilian Thuram. As good as they come for me, very strong and athletic and competent in every other department you care to mention.
Just about the perfect defensive specimen.
Yeah, and I think often underrated.
Oh, off the bar! Now it's Messi. Look at the space here. Great chance! And he looked every bit the assured keeper there.
Really anticipated that well, didn't he?
Climbs up big! No, he didn't quite meet it right.
Look, we've all been there. Not that it'll make him feel much better at the moment.
And that should get the job done. Now who's going to be first to this? Messi. Oh, facing up to his adversary. This... And the finish! And the ball's come loose here. Has a shot! Oh, that is rather wayward.
Certainly a bold attempt, and there's nothing wrong with that. Shame he didn't work the keeper a bit more, though.